Buongiorno, good morning. Today we are going to make pasta, rigatoni, with taccole beans. It's a beautiful recipe, fresh, vegetarian, and ready in a short time. Now, the ingredients that we're going to use are, let me show you, extra virgin olive oil, fresh garlic, oregano, Mediterranean fine sea salt for the cooking. Then we're using sweet cherry tomatoes in water and salt. Because it's not the period for good sweet cherry tomatoes, we're using the one that we jar in August. We're using Mama Agata tomato puree. If you want our beautiful spicy sauce, red hell, to flavor the sauce at the end. Mama Agata rigatoni, these are bronze dyed shaped and made with durum wheat. And these are the beans, now taccole beans, fresh taccole beans. And for the pasta, we're going to use coarse, when we cook the pasta, we're using coarse sea salt. So for cooking fine sea salt, for the pasta, coarse. Okay, now the beans are washed, so you have to wash them. And then what you have to do next is to remove the top and the bottom. Like that Gennaro is doing. Just remove all the top and the bottom. Once you remove the top and the bottom, put them on a tray, a few of them, 5, 10 all together. See, Gennaro is grabbing about 10 of them. With a beautiful knife, just cut them in big pieces, not small. Let's see. And put them in a bowl, because then later we're going to cook them, boil them in water. So just grab 10, 15 at a time. And chop them in big pieces. Nice, fresh, crunchy. Once you chopped all the taccole beans, put a big pan with water on a flame. Put coarse sea salt inside and bring the water to boil. When the water will boil, we're going to add the taccole beans inside. Now we're going to start the sauce. So first thing that we need is extra virgin olive oil. We're using, of course, Mama Agata extra virgin olive oil. Be generous, because this is a whole meal dish. I mean, we're going to add to eat just this beautiful plate of pasta. So we need about 5 spoons of extra virgin olive oil. Next, add 2, 3 cloves of garlic. You can also add 4, but don't chop them, just whole, because we don't want the garlic to be too predominant as a flavor. And of course, like we always say, please do not heat the oil and then you drop the garlic. Add the olive oil, add the garlic, and then you turn on the flame. Because what is important now is to infuse the garlic into the oil. This is something so important, and we will never be tired enough to repeat that. Because if we heat the oil and then we drop the garlic will burn. So we never do that. We always put the olive oil, the extra virgin olive oil and the garlic together. Then we turn on the flame. And slowly, slowly we bring the temperature of the olive oil up. While that happens, the olive oil is a big absorber of flavor. Will start to absorb the flavor. Have a look. See the beauty? If you see that around the garlic, they're starting some beautiful little bubbles. That means that the flavor, the moisture from the garlic is coming out. It is starting to infuse the oil. So do not rush. Take it easy, use your senses, which means use your nose, your eyes and your ears. When you start to smell the garlic, means that the flavor starts to penetrate the oil. When you see all these wonderful prosecco bubbles, means the juice, the liquid, and therefore the flavor is coming out of garlic and it's gently, slowly infusing the oil. And then listen, the sizzle. The sizzle means that the oil is becoming hotter and it's infusing sweet cherry tomatoes in water and salt. So Gennaro is removing the water and salt, just throwing that away. We don't need that. And then we're going to add these beautiful sweet cherry tomatoes. This is important when you do that during the winter, that you don't have sweet cherry tomatoes. Beautiful wedding of flavor. And then we are adding Mama Agata tomato puree, sweet, because made in August, right time to harvest, right time to make the tomatoes. And what we normally do, we always take a little bit of water and we wash the jar and we put the water into the sauce. At this point, once you add the cherry tomatoes and the Mama Agata tomato puree, add beautiful quantity through 3 pinches of dry oregano. Beautiful dry oregano, and then salt. We're using Mediterranean sea salt because in this area we're surrounded by the sea, and so we use Mediterranean. And stir. Give them a nice, beautiful stirring. And at this point, you have to leave the sauce for about 10 minutes cooking. And while that is happening, if you see the next door next to the tomatoes, the water is boiling. So at this point, we're ready to throw the taccole beans inside, and they will cook. Quanto tempo, Gino? About 5 minutes. So just cook them about 5 minutes in water and salt. The sauce is cooking gently. Don't put the lid on, just cook nicely. Se no facciamo vedere I fagioli. Let's have a look also of the beans. And what is beautiful is that after 5 minutes, we're going to remove the beans out of the pan. But we're cooking the pasta into this water. So they're almost ready. And Gennaro now also has a bowl next to the pan because we will move the taccole beans from the boiling water. Here you are, see? We're doing it. Drain them and put them in a bowl. That's so beautiful. Can you hear the nice sound of the sauce cooking? Sweet cherry tomatoes and Mama Agata tomato puree. Okay. Now the sauce is ready, and we are going to add the taccole beans inside the sauce. Stir them, mix them together. Now cook together the sauce and the taccole beans for about 10 minutes. Slowly, slowly. At this point, the water is boiling. Take the rigatoni, put them in the water, boiling water. I just want to remember that the water is the same where we cooked all the taccole beans. Now, our pasta, Mamma Agata Rigatoni, is made with durum wheat, no GMO, so it needs about 12 minutes cooking time. What we are doing, we're cooking 10 minutes in the water, and then we remove them from the water and we will put them in the tomato sauce. And we'll cook together for another 2 minutes. It's called mantecare, so that the sauce will absorb the gluten from the pasta and will get creamy, and the pasta will absorb the sauce and get flavorful. So right now, just let them cook for about 10 minutes. We're ready. After 10 minutes, take the pasta, the rigatoni pasta, from the water and put them directly in the pan with the sauce. Tomato sauce with taccole beans. Now, what is important is that for about 2 minutes, you cook them together. Because like I said, what is important now, this is called mantecare, means that when you stir the pasta together with the sauce, what's happening, see what Gennaro is doing, it's now mixing the sauce and the beans. What happens is that the sauce absorbs the gluten from the pasta and the sauce becomes creamy and thicker. In the meantime, the pasta absorbs the sauce and get more flavorful. And this is also the beauty about the rigatoni, because rigatoni, it's called rigatoni because there's a lot of lines and the sauce sticks better into these little lines. And so when you eat the pasta, it's more flavorful because they marry together nicely. Now, if you see that the pasta is not it's too thick, then what you can do is to add a little bit of water into the pasta. The pan with the sauce, like this. It's about 2 minutes. Do this. Stir, mix nicely, so that they can marry together nicely. And then, in case you want, and it's the time, you can add fresh basil, or what we are going to do, because we love spicy, we're going to add our beautiful spicy sauce, red hell. So at the end, when you serve, you add nice basil and fresh red hell. And buon appetito. After 2-3 minutes that you're stirring together, what is very important, turn off the flame and finish the pasta with a beautiful, generous drizzle of extra virgin olive oil. Of course, we're using Mamma Agata extra virgin olive oil. And at this point, give a nice mix of the pasta, nice and generous, and then to you all, buon appetito.